All right, let's get going. So thank you, Alex, Jaden, Sam, Cade, and Dylan for helping us put this on. I think what we're going to do is this is our first time doing these virtual panel discussions, but I think we've figured it out. I think we can do more of these. It'd be nice to do one of these a year with all of the college guys. I know that we've got one coming up with the 1975 state championship team that we'll do the week of homecoming. So it should be good. For those of you joining, I see the Oscar just jumped on. Down at the bottom of your screen, we've got a Q&A. So if you've got questions that you want to ask, go ahead and type it in there. And then as we get rolling, we'll get those questions asked. I've got some questions that I've prepared. So I'll go ahead and start asking these, and let's start with Alex and Jaden. Why don't you guys give us an update? Tell us where you're at currently and how long you've been there.
So are in Palm Desert, California, um, just south of LA, and we've been here for about a month now. We've been a little bit more than a month. So,
Nice. For those younger guys who don't know, Alex was our starting quarterback last year at Murray, and then Jaden was our starting center. He was the starting center for what, 3 years, I think. So both of these guys
Yeah,
played a lot
two
of ball
years.
for Murray. Both these guys played a lot of ball in there at College Desert, which is really cool. Kate Scott, why don't you chime in, share with us where you're at, how long you've been there?
Um, I'm at a school called Hiram College. It's like a little outside of Cleveland, Ohio. I've been here for this is my third year this year. So yeah,
And Kate, you were Murray class of 22, 23,
22. Yes, sir.
22.
2022.
Nice. And this is your third year playing at Hiram?
Yes, sir.
Nice. Glad to have you. Thanks for joining us. Dylan, why don't you let us know where you're at, how long you've been there?
I'm at Utah and I've been here almost 8 months now.
Nice. Dylan was our starting kicker the last couple of years, last few years. Graduated early, class of 25, graduated early to join Utah for spring ball. I forgot to mention Kate Scott, he played cornerback at Murray, had one game where he had what, three or four interceptions. Just an amazing player, played kick return, punt return, cornerback, receiver, the whole thing. So let's go up to Sam. Sam, why don't you share with us where you're at and how long you've been there?
My name is Sam Brousseau. I've been at Utah State University now for about 2 months. So, love it here.
Nice. Sam has a cool story with Murray football. Only played 1 year of high school ball. Last year started at tackle for us and earned a college scholarship up to Utah State. So glad to have all five of you guys joining us tonight. Um, Next question I got. We were kind of chatting before everybody jumped on, kind of joking about the difference between college ball and high school. Sam, you've been up in Logan for just a little bit now. What is the biggest difference that you've seen from what you're experiencing now up in Logan with what you went through at Murray?
I think for sure the biggest difference is the speed. Everybody in college is fast. You won't find a guy that's not fast. Everybody has good get off, and so you just gotta, um, you just have to work harder to be more technically sound than other people because sometimes you can't beat people with speed.
And you're working in at left tackle, is that correct?
Right tackle right now.
Okay, so you're at right tackle, and those big college D1 defensive ends, man, they're big and quick, aren't they?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Nice. Cade, you've got some years under your belt playing college ball D3 in Ohio. Going back to your high school days, what was the biggest difference that you experienced your first year playing at Hiram And then how has that kind of changed going into year three?
I'd probably just say like the size of everybody. Everybody's big. Like everybody lifts. Like especially the D3 level. That's what a lot of programs work on. Is getting swole because, I mean, sometimes not a lot of their guys are as athletic as other teams. So I'd say really the size. And I mean, now I feel like it is what it is. Like you gotta deal with it. Everyone's gonna have big kids, but doesn't mean they're gonna be better than you. And you just gotta have that dog in you and want it more than others for real.
How long did it take for you to adjust to that size difference? Again, you're going into year three, so you've been there a minute. You've experienced, I'm sure when you showed up fresh out of high school, it was a bit different than it is now, right?
Yeah, my freshman year, I had a big like wake up call our first scrimmage, and I got hit by a really big dude, and it's definitely a wake up call of like, all right, you got to hit these dudes back, or else they're just gonna pummel you to the ground every time. Especially me being the size I am, I'm not the biggest kid out there, so um, I'd say my freshman year I got used to it more because I got a lot of reps as a freshman, thankfully, luckily, and I don't know. I feel like just reps and being in the game, you just get used to the faster paced game.
Nice. Jaden, you're playing offensive line. Are you at center for College of
Yeah,
Desert, or are you just working in wherever?
I'm working at center mainly. Yeah.
And what difference have you seen from what you're seeing now in fall camp compared to what you experienced at Murray?
Is the technique and speed, and then just trying to go fast. There's a lot more like bigger D linemen I'm going against, and they're just bigger, so I have to use more technique and actually incorporate that.
And these are like grown men, right? I mean, you guys are playing against
Yeah.
20-year-old, 21-year-old dudes.
Mhm. Yeah,
Nice.
there's someone on
Al,
our team who's 27.
got like three kids and a 9 to 5 job.
Yeah, Utah State has a 26-year-old freshman that
Oh,
plays
jeez.
professional baseball. He's probably the best athlete on our team. It's
That's
unbelievable.
crazy. 26-year-old freshman, man. Alex, what are you seeing at quarterback? How's it going so far?
Um, the game moves faster. I mean, you got a lot of better athletes all around, all around the field on both sides. I mean, and the defenses just move a lot more. I mean, they're gonna give you different looks. So it's just being able to kind of just trust your ability and just, make a right pre-snap read and just kind of just work off of what they're doing, and just delivering the ball on time because these dudes are faster. So the ball has to get out a lot quicker. I mean,
Yeah.
and just the communication, the plays are longer. The plays, a lot more plays as well. So it's all just
Give
kind
us an
of, it's
example.
just a lot more mental
Of
for sure.
give us an example of the verbiage. Like make a play, a call for us.
Um, I mean, yeah. So one of the plays would be like we'll go like spread right, twos in, and then like snake right or something like that, like snake right, and then or snake right swap. So it's just pretty much something like I like the motions and stuff like that. It just like breaks down like the formation, and then the motion, and then the play exactly. So it's
So
not
it's
like
not
a
too.
lot longer, but
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
it's not
not
like
too
too
different.
nothing crazy.
Nice. Dylan, I mean, you've been on social media. Your clip from yesterday went viral, hitting that 60-yarder. What's the difference? I would assume playing kicker is a little bit different. But what are you experiencing having gone through spring ball and now going through fall camp?
They pay a lot more attention to the little things, like how fast, like the operation time, like from snap to kick has to be a lot quicker than it is in high school. And then you kind of, a lot of it is just like you're charting in percentages where we'll chart every other day. And if you don't chart very well, then it's not going to be a very good day. Whereas in high school at practice, there's not a lot of pressure. But in college practice, for me at least, is where I earn the starting spot.
Are they? I would assume that at the college level, every kick in the scrimmage setting, they're screaming. I mean, they're trying to put as much pressure on you as possible. Is that correct?
Yeah, sometimes we'll have like all the sidelines will come in and they'll crowd up against me and start screaming.
Anything to get you to miss, right?
Yeah, anything to try and get me to miss.
Nice. Next question I've got is academic related. I think in high school, I'm not going to single anybody out because I think we're all this way. You kind of coast in high school, right? I know Sam was different. Sam, gosh, did you ever get an A minus? I think you were pretty close to a 4.0. Same with Dylan. The rest of us, myself included, just kind of breezed through high school. How important are academics? Now that you've graduated and you're on the other side of it, how important is academics? Cade, I know that D3 they don't offer athletic scholarships, right? It's academic scholarships, and you got to get your stuff right, grade wise, right?
Yes, sir.
Are you? What's class like at the college level? I mean, how many classes do you have each week? Is it difficult?
Um, is I mean, in my opinion, this is gonna sound like a little crazy, but I think it's a little easier just the way I learn and the way I go about school. The professors, especially being in like a smaller college, are a lot more helpful than probably for Dylan or for Sam is gonna be this year. You know, because I mean, I have like a class, like a high school classroom almost, where they have over like 100 people in there. So I feel like at the level I'm at, it's low key been easier just because we have the help, and especially on being on the football team, we have a lady that helps us out a lot and gets us the tutoring and all everything we need to get done. But yeah, academics is super important, especially in high school. I wish I would have took them a little more serious for sure. Maybe be somewhere different, but everything happens for a reason, and I'm just glad to be where I'm at.
That's awesome. Sam, class hasn't started yet, correct? Up there?
I've taken summer classes, so I've
Okay.
had classes.
What happens if you miss class? I mean, what do the coaches do?
So the penalty, I think it's different everywhere, but here at Utah State, if you're 1 minute late to a class or if you miss a class, you get a strike. And what a strike is you're at the facility at 4:30 the next morning, and you have to do 252 burpee box jumps. So you do a burpee and then you do a box jump, and you do that 252 times. You have to finish it in under an hour, or else you do it the next morning.
And that's for
So
one strike?
that's one strike. Yep. So they don't take they take it really serious here. You cannot miss class. You get your stuff done here, and if you don't, good luck. You're there at the 4:30 the next morning.
That's crazy. Dylan, what's it like up on the hill, academic wise? If you miss class, what's the punishment?
To be honest, I haven't really had a conversation with anybody about the punishment. I kind of just have been going to class, but I haven't just like if you're not gonna go to class, then you're not gonna give your best on the field. So but the punishment Utah State not going to class.
Yeah, I like that. If you're not going to go to class, how can coaches trust you to play your best on the field? Alex and Jaden, academic wise, you guys are in a junior college there in California. Have classes started? What are you guys experiencing on the academic side?
So classes haven't started yet, and like you could take summer classes, but we didn't take any. We didn't get here in time. But now academics like to them here is super important, especially level. Like you have to anything you do is like you know is gonna help you get to the higher level. So I mean, you have to at least have a 3.5 GPA in order, to make it out of here and stuff like that. Because a lot of these guys are here because of their grades. You know what I mean? So it's very like here you got to take it a lot more serious. So for sure though.
Yeah. That's interesting. It's one of the things that I really enjoy. So Cade Scott, for those of you jumping on late, Cade played at Murray a few years ago. He's at Hiram College out in Ohio. But I love seeing Cade in the off season at Murray High School working out with some of the guys. It's good to see that. Cade, you're now going into year three in your college experience. Looking back on it, if you were starting your freshman year at Murray High School right now, knowing what you know now, what would you do differently with your high school experience?
Um, I would have definitely got better grades, took school more seriously, and I would have took um, like the weight room more seriously for sure too. I mean, I feel like my senior year going into it, I took it pretty serious, but my junior year, I didn't take it very serious, and that led to lack of playing time, and that just I don't know. I would definitely just probably work a little harder in all aspects, especially school. School is one of the biggest things for me that I definitely wish I would have done a little bit better in. So
That's good.
that's all.
That's good to hear. Sam, you only played 1 year of high school at Murray. Knowing what you know now, having experienced a minute up at Utah State, what would you do differently if you were starting right now at Murray High School?
Um, if I was starting right now at Murray High School, I definitely would have started football earlier. I think that would have given me a big leg up. I think coming into it late was good for my development. I don't think um, I think it was perfect timing for me in the moment, but I really wish I had started earlier for sure.
You got 1 year with Coach Jason Lindy, who's on the call. 4 years would have been even better, right?
Exactly, exactly.
Nice. Dylan, you played 3 years at Murray High School. Knowing what you know now, having gone through all of the Chris Saylor stuff, working with Coach Jax, who's also on the call, going through all of that stuff, being up at the U. If you were starting now as a freshman at Murray High School, what would you do different?
I would have learned a lot more about the environment. Like, you really can't do it without people with a reputation to vouch for you because people blame it all on politics, but it is true. If you know somebody, you know somebody. So I would have made those connections a lot earlier in my high school career. And then I would have hopefully had more offers earlier.
Is that making connections with college coaches and college recruiters?
Either recruiters or coaches or people you train with that know those coaches. Because I didn't meet Jackson until my senior year, but I think if I had met him my sophomore year, I would have been in an even better spot.
Right. And I think that's good advice for everybody here on the call anyways, is, camp season, the off season, we've obviously already passed that. We've got some freshmen on the line here and some younger kids. Alex, you did some camps. Dylan, you did a bunch of camps. I think, Cade, you did some camps as well. What should these younger guys be doing now to prepare for their senior season? Alex, let's go with you.
Um, just take the game serious, and everything that you do. I mean, how Kate said earlier with the weight room, like, you gotta take that stuff serious in order to, stand out, especially at the high level. Um, and yeah, just get your name out there, like post on Twitter, post on everywhere to get your name out there, because the more people that see it, then the higher chance the coach is going to see it and stuff like that. So and also like go to all these camps. I mean, there's some camps that, aren't, worth the time, but for the most part, like your local ones are good to go to. And like how Dylan said, meet people and meet like just good resources so you can get, further up pretty much.
Yeah. Jaden, how did you guys get connected with College of the Desert?
We had a recruiter. His name was Coach West, and he actually contacted Alex first, and then he started getting in talks with him, and he basically helps out getting people to a lot of JUCO colleges and a little bit of D3 schools, and he just sends his like your film out to every coach that he knows, and so then I got in contact with him, and then he got us out to College of the Desert.
And was that just a connection you guys made on Twitter?
So actually it was my Braden Lindy. He knew him and Braden sent out my stuff to Coach West and then Coach West hit me up on Twitter and started talking with me and then got me the offer and then I told West about Jaden and then he hit up Jaden and got Jaden the offer as
Mhm.
well.
Nice. It sounds like if you haven't already done it and you're interested in playing at the next level, talk to the Murray coaches, let them know that you've got interest, and they can help connect you with their network of recruiters, of college coaches, right? Cade, how did you end up out at Hiram?
I was looking at a lot of JUCOs in Cali, and I just the money wise situation it didn't work out for me. And then I got a text like middle of the season after I put out like a mid season highlight from one of the coaches here at Hiram, and people always told me like don't go D3, don't do this, but they recruited me really heavily, texted me every day, treated me like I don't know. It just felt like a less of a system of compared to the other teams I was getting recruited by. Felt like they actually wanted me to play there, and yeah, the coach that recruited me, he was just a really good guy. I really liked him, so I ended up taking a chance on Hiram because the schooling was also like cheap for a D3, and my grades weren't the best, and they have a low percent like a low GPA percentage for like people to get in. It's really high percentage, easily to get into Hiram. So I just said, why not go to Ohio, play football? So that's how I ended up over here.
So it sounds like you marketed yourself, right? You put together a highlight tape,
Yeah, I
sent
didn't really
that
have
out.
much from coaches like and like Dylan said, I wish I would have met my trainer sooner, Coach Trey. No Wasted Movement. He's a really good trainer. He's done a lot for me the last 2 3 years, and if I would have met him sooner, I think I would have got maybe some better offers and better looks. So definitely, I mean, I'm not saying go spend money on a trainer, but if you can find a good trainer that you like, I would definitely go train as much as possible because I think that's what's kept me in the game and kept me in tune and decent at least.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a big thing. I know that Dylan was pretty active and Coach Jacks as well on Twitter. I mean, honestly, that's where you're going to make those connections with college coaches and recruiters. That's where recruiting is done. The NCSA stuff that they try to sell you, I don't know if I'd waste my money on that, but you really do need to be on Twitter, posting your highlight tapes. If you make the honor roll, post that stuff. It's all content. It's a sales job, right? I mean, you've got to sell yourself. And if you can have somebody in your corner like Coach Trey, Coach Lindy's, Coach Jack's, it just helps. So I think for the younger guys, if you're interested in playing college ball, talk to Coach Dunn, talk to Coach Lindy, who's here, talk to these guys so that they can help you make those connections. The last question that I've got prepared, and then we can kind of open it up to the group, is what advice do you have for current high school players? Sam, let's start with you. You've seen a minute of college ball, D1 ball. What advice do you have for these younger kids?
I think the biggest piece of advice for the younger kids that I have is to just make sure that you're having fun with it because this is a really fun game, and the moment that it starts to kind of drag or you aren't having fun, you need to take a step back and you need to like think about why you're playing and like um, you need to think about if you still want to play. So I think for sure is just make sure you're always having fun with this and don't get too caught up in the recruitment process or other things that outside of your control. Just control what you can control, and just go ball. It's fun.
I like that. That's great advice. You got to have fun doing it. Otherwise, it's extremely difficult, right? Dylan, what advice do you have for these younger guys?
I mean, the reality of high school football is if you're gonna go to the highest level you possibly want to, is you're gonna have that offer. Besides, like for most positions, you'll have that offer in the summer before you start the senior season. And I don't know. I guess my advice would be to make sure you're peaking at that time, whether it's in the weight room or on the field or with your recruiting sending film. Like you should be texting coaches every single day during the like periods that they can text you back, and you should be sending updated film every week to them. And just you like the squeaky wheel gets the grease. Like it's just like you just have to annoy the coaches until they talk to you back.
I think that's great advice. If you were all state, all region, all everything, unless you're really putting in the effort, Dylan mentioned texting coaches, emailing coaches, messaging coaches on Twitter. Unless you're making that effort, gosh, you could have all the stats in the world and you're not going to get an offer because nobody knows about you. These coaches, they're not looking at the Deseret News all-state team, right? They're on Twitter, and you've got to reach out. You've got to be proactive. I love that, Dylan. That's great advice. Alex, what do you think? What advice do you have for these younger guys, these current Spartans?
Um, you gotta take everything like, yeah, I mean, you gotta find a point where you start taking things serious and start like really putting in like, that effort into it. Like taking care of the weight room. I mean, that was always a big part of it. Like, and I know like from, lifting in that weight room, it's always lacked. Like for such a long time, it's always lacked in there. And like now in the college level, you can't mess around in it. It's where this is where it's a difference maker. So, and then like same with grades and like taking time, like the only way to get better is not through practice. Like you have to go on your own time and really just and put in work. That's where you'll really separate yourself is by doing things on your own and when no one's watching as well. So like and just like yeah, you just gotta have the work ethic for it. You gotta really just put in like you really just gotta want to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you got to want to. I think that's huge. Putting in the work on your own, like you said, going into to lift weights with the team, those few days a week that we do it, that's not enough, honestly. You got to be putting in extra work on your own. Uh, yeah, that's big. Jaden, what about you? What advice do you have?
I would say use your resources, like you said, with coaches and getting film out there. I know Jason Lindy helped me with my film. We would, after practice or before, we would get together in a classroom and put my film together and edit it. That was a big help. Teachers, they helped me a lot, just using your resources and everything that you know. Even like Coach Mitch, the strength and conditioning coach, he helped me a lot. I would ask him for some like workouts, and I would just go do them on my own and that kind of thing, just using your resources.
Yeah, that's important. There are a lot of resources. Take advantage of them. And Dylan again mentioned, be the squeaky wheel. Um, just ask. It doesn't hurt you to ask coaches for some help or some advice. I think that's super important. Cade, what advice do you have for these young guys?
One thing I got is one thing my coach talks about a lot that speaks to me. We just got a new head coach, and he actually recruited me out of high school, so I'm really glad that he's back at Hiram as our head coach. And one thing he says that speaks to me a lot is have a why, have a reason like you're gonna play football, like you want to play football. Like a lot of kids just play football because they like it, like, and that's cool. Like, but have a why, have a reason why you want to be out on the field. Like whether it's family, like you know what I mean. Just have a reason why, because especially if you want to play at the next level, there's a lot of dudes out here that have been through a lot of things and seen a lot of crazy stuff. So they go out there and have a little different bit of a chip on their shoulder and they play different and you can just tell, you can see it in their eyes. So that's one thing that I got.
Nice. Sam, what was your mindset when you first, and this is one of Alakai's questions from the group here, and just a heads up to everybody else. If you've got questions down at the bottom of your window, there's a Q&A icon. Hit that and you can type in your question and we'll ask those now. But Sam, going back to Alekai's question, what was your mindset when you first stepped foot on the field there at Utah State?
My mindset, I was really, I wasn't really nervous about making mistakes. I was just really wanting to make mistakes going 100%. I think that's the biggest thing for the coaches here is if you show total effort on a play, if you go the extra mile on a block, it doesn't matter if you went the wrong way. It doesn't matter if you hit the wrong dude. They can fix that. They can't fix effort. So right now, my mindset every day is just giving 100%, going as hard as I can through the whistle.
That's good. Dylan, what was your mindset going into spring ball, graduating early?
My situation was weird just because they brought me on as a scholarship guy, and the other specialist in the room is a senior who's not. So it was kind of just to break the narrative of, oh, he's just a freshman. Like, can we really trust him as much as the senior? And just for me to go out there and just pretty much just dominate and prove why I should be the starter and like why, and kind of just prove why I'm here to just help the team and do my part.
And how has it gone so far for you? I know the Utes put out clips here and there, and we love seeing the clips of DC 17. How's it going? Is it about what you expected? Is it more difficult? Is it has it been a good experience?
It's definitely more difficult than I expected just because the workload my body is doing is not like high school. Like high school workouts or whatever, but college workouts every single day they start to load up and they start to have wear on your body and you kind of just have to stay available for the team. But as far as on the field, everything's going smooth, everything's going to plan, and all my teammates are starting to trust me. And I've heard feedback from teammates like they say when they see me go out to kick a field goal, none of them really stress about it. They know it's 3 points. So I think once I've reached that with everybody and even the head coaches, once I've reached that level of trust, then it'll just be easy rolling from there.
I love it. Little side note: my nephew, who's 9 years old, his mom texted me the other day and said, "Hey, Mark has been playing college football 26, and he's Dylan Curtis on the Utes." So love it, man. You got the little guys
Oh yeah.
loving it too. Uh, Jaden, what was your mindset? Jaden, what was your mindset stepping out there in the heat of Southern California?
It was definitely very hot. But my mindset was trying to be the best, trying to like think I was the best and try to dominate. And when I stepped on the field, I tried showing my athleticism every single play. And now the coaches are kind of trusting me a little bit more. We're like incorporating more plays with me, and the under centers don't really like have a chance to get in because I constantly have reps at center, and I just keep trying to do my best.
Nice. We got a question. This is a good question. I think this is a great question for Cade. For those of you who don't know Cade, again, he graduated from Murray a few years ago. Was one of the last groups of players who played under Coach Thompson. But really had some difficult seasons as a team. They didn't win a ton of games. I mean, Cade was an absolute beast playing cornerback, had some amazing stats, but the team success just wasn't there. So, Cade, I think this is a great question for you. How do you stay motivated even when you're not being looked at by college coaches? I know that that coaching staff, they didn't do a lot to help you guys get looked at by college coaches, and I think that's changed now. But how did you stay motivated when you weren't getting looks by college coaches? The team was losing a bunch of games. How did you stay motivated to the point that now 3 years later you're killing it? I mean, you've had an amazing college career playing D3 at Hiram. How did you stay motivated?
Um, Honestly, I didn't even know if I was gonna play college football going into my senior year. I was just love football, and I was like, I'm gonna give it one more shot. Whatever happens, happens. And I just posted a lot on Twitter, like y'all have been saying. Like, I'm posting my clips. Like game one, I made a highlight of game one. I made a highlight of every game almost, and I tagged a bunch of people. Like, I don't know if Moose Bingham's still big, but like Moose Bingham used to be big whenever I was in high school, and I would tag him all the time. And then I started tagging him, and as he started seeing my things as me promoting myself, he started putting me on lists of like top DB of the week, top receiver, and he put me on there a good couple of times, and then put me in his end of the year rankings pretty high up there with some good D1 dudes, and so I think that brought some attention to my name, especially me moving to Utah a little bit later in my career. And I don't know, I just one coach is all it takes. Is honestly my mindset, and it always has been my mindset. So just keep trying no matter what. Don't give up just because it's not going your way. Like I didn't have a college coach really hit me up until middle of my senior year after I posted a 5 game highlight tape, like half a season highlight tape. So just post as much as you can on Twitter, tag people, whoever is going to help you get your name out there.
Was there ever any doubt though? I mean, I was in the stands, I watched you play, and it was crazy. Like I say, 3, 4, 5 interceptions in a game. You were just an amazing player. Was it? Did you get down on yourself going through those long losing streaks? Nobody else on the. I
Um,
mean, there were a few of you guys who were like serious about it, but for the most part, it looked like guys were just out there, to look cool on Friday nights.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's another thing is like we didn't have a ton of team chemistry, and that's a big thing in high school. And I don't know, we did go through some losing streaks, and honestly, like you can only focus like when you had a team like I did at least you can only focus on helping the team as much as possible. Like I just in a way was like, all right, well, at this point I got to do what's best for me and just keep balling out no matter what the score was, no matter what. Like sometimes we're getting blown out like 40, you know what I mean? A couple games we got blown out like 40 something, but I'm still playing as hard as I can, trying to get every highlight I can because at the end of the day, I'm trying to get myself to the next level. And yeah, that's it's really you gotta want it. Like you gotta really want it. I had a lot of coaches when I lived in Texas tell me that I'd never see a varsity football field, let alone a college field. So that definitely made me just want it even more, and just had it within myself, honestly.
Yeah, that's great. Sam, you've got a unique story. Again, for those of you who don't know, Sam only played 1 year of high school football at Murray. An amazing baseball player, a fantastic basketball player. Maybe share with us kind of the decision-making process of, you're a big guy. How did you decide to finally come out for football? I know coaches were on you for a couple of years trying to get you to come out. Talk about that decision making process of finally committing and saying, okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going all in.
For me, it was well, all of the coaches were just awesome to me. They would come to my baseball games, come to my basketball games, and Coach Dunn especially was great help to me. Just working with my schedule um, as I wanted to play summer baseball my junior year or my going into my senior year. But I think what really tipped the cap for me was um, it was one of my buddies said that his biggest regret in high school is that he didn't play football. He always wanted to try it, and so I thought, well, I got one year to try it. Might as well give it a shot. I've loved football all my life, and so I just never thought I'd love playing it, but I do, and so got me here.
That's awesome. One other thing for Sam, talk a little bit about the family rivalry that's going to be going on here. Sam's older brother played baseball at Salt Lake Community College, won a national championship there. And then I see that he just committed to play baseball at BYU. Aggies and Cougars don't like each other, man. What's going to happen at home?
You know what? I'm going to be a huge BYU baseball fan. Utah State doesn't have a baseball team, so I'll be a huge BYU baseball fan, and I think he's going to be a big Utah State football fan. So it'll be good.
That's awesome. One other thing I think as we look at these guys who are on the panel here, Cade, you played base. I mean, you're a multi-sport athlete, right?
Yes, sir.
Sam, baseball, basketball, football. Dylan, soccer, basketball for a minute before playing football. Jaden, wrestling, football. Alex, I know, was a baseball guy before coming to football. Dylan, talk about being a multi-sport athlete. How has that benefited you as a kicker?
Honestly, I think the big difference between me and most other kickers is that I would say I'm decently athletic. Like I can do a lot of stuff that other players on the team can do physically. So I think I hold my own in that. But yeah.
One thing that I always thought with you in particular, and I'm sure Coach Jacks would echo this, I think you being a soccer player, I mean, especially playing forward like you did, I think it does something to your nerves. You got nerves of steel. I mean, the ice is running through your veins. So when it comes time to hit that 63 yarder against Tooele on the natural grass, man, automatic, right? Because you've been there, you've done it. You've taken PKs in soccer games, you've faced pressure, pressure free throws in basketball. You've been there, done that. It's nothing new. At least that's kind of my perspective. Is there any truth to that?
Yeah, there's definitely truth to that. I think just the idea of competition in anything can relate to anything else. Like in soccer, whenever it would come down to a shootout, I would always make sure I was the last one to shoot. I wanted the pressure. Like I wanted to be the one to decide. And I think that translates perfectly into kicking. Like it's pretty much just up to me, and I get to decide if I make the kick or not.
Yeah, that's awesome. Jaden, I'm looking here on the board. Oscar's on. Oscar. He was a freshman last year, got some starting varsity
Yeah.
reps at center. Um, Maybe share with Oscar and anybody else who plays O line your experience with wrestling and how that improved your football skills.
I really think it just helped me like staying in shape because I know if I like my senior year I didn't wrestle and I told myself I would try to stay in shape myself and like go to the gym. And I noticed that with a lot of people as well that like said the same thing that didn't do a winter sport after football. I feel like it was kind of a lie for a lot of people because they wouldn't go, especially myself, but it just really kept me in shape and I really liked wrestling for that aspect. And it was just a lot of one-on-one, so you get to learn how to use your body weight correctly and know where to position your hips because hips is a big thing when you're playing center as well. And I just think that it just helped me a lot, like learn like how to use my weight against someone else and just keep me in shape.
That's awesome. Alex, baseball background. You also played some basketball as well. How did playing other sports help you as a quarterback? You didn't play quarterback your freshman sophomore year, right? I mean, you were tight
Yeah,
end,
no,
switched to quarterback.
I was a lineman as well. I played line my sophomore year, but yeah, I mean, baseball helped me out just with my arm. I mean, when we first realized I could actually throw a ball pretty good after during like when I was playing little league baseball, I started playing pitcher because of it. And then going to my sophomore year, I was a little bit more chubby, so I didn't trust myself throwing the ball. So I got put out line and like and tight end. So but then like junior year finally came like the confidence was to to actually go play quarterback and give it a shot.
That's good. Cade, let's wrap this question up with you. How has been how was playing multiple sports? How did that help you with football?
Um, I'd say it's just, I mean, especially with baseball, Sam and Alex probably know this. It's more of like a technical sport, so I feel like it just helps me in that aspect of like breaking things down in a way that other people don't, if that makes sense. So,
Yeah,
I mean,
there's a
I
lot of
really enjoy
mental.
playing baseball. I think playing multi sports in high school is really big, and I think you should all kids should play multiple sports for sure.
Yeah. Let's go into Sam. This is a good question for you. I know that going from basketball to football, having to kind of transform your body even to where you're at right now. how did you get bigger? Maybe give us some ideas as far as
Mm.
dietary. What are you eating every day? Uh, what does your lifting program look like?
So for me, I'm really working hard on getting bigger right now. So it's all about eating things that you can eat a lot of pretty easily. But you don't want to feel horrible after a meal and lethargic. And so for me, I've been crushing peanut butter and jelly sandwiches throughout the day. They feed us pretty good up here, so I've been eating what they've been feeding us. Right now, I've been eating about 5,000 to 6,000 calories a day. And then the lifts are really high intensity, um, short period of time lifts. So it's just like the high school weight room where you're lifting for about an hour and you're getting two or three complex movements in. So you're getting your deadlifts, your squats, your cleans, your hang cleans in, and then as much other stuff as you can fit in. So the best tips for bulking is just get as much protein in as you can, and then try to hit your calorie goal every day. Sometimes, with how much athletes work, you don't have to eat the cleanest. Sometimes it's just better to get the calories in so that you're not in a calorie deficit. Sometimes it's okay to eat some pizza or some other things.
Dylan, the next question comes from Alakai. Staying on kind of this weight room topic, you mentioned that you're athletic enough and you're strong enough that you're lifting with some of the non-specialists. What kind of weights are you seeing from other guys that you're lifting with? I mean, what kind of max bench, what kind of squats are you seeing from some of these big dudes?
We've never done a 1 rep max just because it's not beneficial to your body and recovery, but the way we do it is when we max out, we get, I think it's 90% of your calculated max, and they want you to do three or like as many reps as you can. And I saw one guy, he did like 700-pound squat and did like 10 reps. And it's just, there's dudes out here that are
God,
just on different levels.
yeah, that's crazy. We got 5 minutes left. Any other questions from the group? You can either raise your hand uh, on Zoom or type in your question here. In the meantime, Cade, any final words, advice for these guys? Their season kicks off next Friday. Any advice here?
Have fun and don't care who you're going against. Like, doesn't matter if it's D1 guys. I mean, you know what I mean? D1 offers a lot of dudes don't prove themselves till they actually get to the next level, and a lot of dudes don't. You know what I mean? So who cares if you got a D1 dude lining up against you? Go after him, take it, attack him, because you never know if who's watching. You know what I'm saying? You go ball on a D1 dude or a high D2 dude, and other coaches see that, you might find yourself with coaches talking to you or an offer. So just have fun, go at dudes, no matter who they are.
That's great. Alex, any advice for these guys as they go into their 2025 season?
Um, be a leader, be loud. You gotta, run that team. Like, someone gotta take control in order to, you gotta take control, lead by example, so people will follow. Like sometimes they won't always listen to the coaches, but they'll listen to each other. They'll listen to the players. So my biggest thing was always just try to be a leader, try and lead by example, so people could just catch on, can get some wins.
That's great advice. Jaden, what advice do you have for these guys?
I would say have fun was the biggest thing for me. I had a lot of fun. Also, just like every 3 games, send out your film, talk to your coaches, try to just work that out if you want to go to the next level, and just have a lot of fun.
Awesome. Sam, what advice do you have for these guys going into this upcoming season?
Just enjoy every moment of it and go kick some ass.
That's right. At Uinta on
Hell yeah.
Friday. Dylan, what
Yep.
advice
For
do you got?
sure. I would say for me, a lot of the recruitment that coaches check out is off the field. So like they'll ask your coaches about you, they'll ask your principal about you, they'll ask like the athletic director about you, just like the people that kind of manage the space you're in. And I would just say make sure that you're acting right in those spaces. Like make sure you're being nice, just being right off the field. Because the easiest thing that takes away an offer is stuff that happens off the field.
Yeah, that's a good reminder. Make sure you're taking care of your business in the classroom, on the weekends with your buddies. Yeah, that's great. Well, we're coming to the end here. I want to send out a special thanks to Alex, Jaden, Sam, Cade, and Dylan. We really appreciate you guys taking an hour out of your Sunday evening in the middle of fall camp. You guys are crazy busy right now. Here at Murray, here in Murray, we're cheering for all you guys, the Bulldogs, the Aggies, the whatever they are at college, the Road Runners. Is that what you guys are, the Road Runners?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, the Utes. But we love you guys. We're so proud of all the work you guys have done and carrying on the Murray legacy. It's big. And I think the plan moving forward is these younger guys, I mean, they're following in your footsteps. They'll be standing on your shoulders to reach greatness. You guys are paving the way. And I know that Coach Lindy, who's here, and a bunch of the other coaches, the plan is to just continue what you guys have accomplished. So thank you so much for setting a good example for these younger guys. And go Spartans, spar on. And we will end it
Go
here.
Spartans.
That's right. Thanks,
Yeah.
Sam.
Spartan, baby.
I recorded this, so we'll post this to the Murray Spartans YouTube channel. But everybody have a great rest of your Sunday evening, and we'll be following along this season. Thanks, everybody.
Appreciate
All
it.
right.
Thank you.
Thanks
Thank
for
you.
having me.
See you guys.
Yeah.